Hi there, fellow couch potatoes. Today is a marvelous day. Why, you might ask? Well, this is the inaugural video for this channel. You heard that right, folks. This is the first video of Couchbound. I'm your host today, Klaus, and I have been so excited to dive into my first review. I have raced off to get myself a new microphone to record on. What do you think? This is the $40 gaming microphone sold at Kmart and Target. I reckon it's rather impressive considering how cheap this microphone is, and it actually comes with a boom arm I think it's called, and a pop filter or something. Bargain. How good is that? Anyway, that's enough waffle. The last couple of weeks I've been playing Luigi's Haunted Mansion 3 on the Nintendo Switch, and before you ask, this is not a Halloween thing. That's just poor timing on my behalf. Sorry guys. I've had this game sitting in my backlog. It's just been growing for ages now, and I thought, you know what, I should probably play a game that I've already got instead of getting a new one. I had purchased it for a family member, but never really found the time to play it myself until now. Bit of a shame really, but you know what, no better time than the present, and it's actually a fun game. Before we get too far, I would like to say that I have not played any of the previous titles in the series, so I am coming into this with a blank slate and probably no real expectations. And apologies if there's any spoilers in this review. I'll try my best to keep them out. But also keep in mind, this game came out maybe 2019, so it's like a 4-year-old game. So at this point, it would be on you. The game starts off with Luigi, Mario, Peach, and a couple of the Toads traveling in a bus to a hotel after getting a strange invitation to holiday there. They've been lured there by some pesky ghosts who plan on trapping them in paintings. I want to say it's revenge for whatever Luigi did in a previous game, but again, I have not played them, so I could be missing something there. Everyone but Luigi ends up trapped in one of these paintings like Han Solo encased in carbonadium. The core gameplay loop has you moving from floor to floor of the hotel, room to room, sucking up everything in sight with the poltergust vacuum. There's not much that this vacuum can take on. You can suck up coins, curtains, cushions, spiders, rats, you name it, it can do it. This is until you either reach a room full of ghosts, or you got to figure out a puzzle that's preventing you from moving forward. Fighting the ghosts is pretty simple. Usually you have to hit them with the flashlight, making them vulnerable to the vacuum, and then you can try and capture them, like a scene out of Ghostbusters. Each of the ghosts will have a number above their head. This signals their health. Stronger the monster, or stronger the ghost I should say, higher this number is going to be. There's a few different types, enough to keep things interesting as the game progresses. I won't go into any details about the types of ghosts. I'll let you find out for your own. It's a bit of fun that way. The combat wasn't too difficult for the most part, especially in the first half of the game, I would say. Where I did find some trouble was I would quickly work out when I would need to dodge, then strike. But because of how clunky the game was, or maybe imprecise is a better word, I'd miss the window to fight back and just get hit again and again. I think this might have something to do with the controls, using the thumbsticks to aim the vacuum. But I found the boss battles required you to be on your toes, while the rest of the game was pretty forgiving in comparison. Good thing the coins you find can be spent on these gold bones from Dr. Egad that revive you mid-battle if you die using the ghost dog companion, which is kind of weird now that I say it aloud. The puzzle mechanics, on the other hand, were quite fun. They start out pretty easy and obvious, but as you progress, they might start to stump you a little bit. There was once or twice where I had to give it a minute before I solved the puzzle and move on to the next room. My advice is, if in addition to playing as Luigi, you can play as Gooigi. He's a bit of a doppelganger of Luigi made out of goo, as the name would suggest. He's stored in the vacuum, which is kind of funny. You call them out whenever you need a partner to help solve a puzzle mechanic or slip through a pipe to collect some hidden treasure. Um, and it just turns out that the game supports a couch co-op function where you get to play as either Luigi and a friend can play as Guigi, so you can work together. But unfortunately, I haven't had the time to try it out myself with a friend, but I reckon this would be much better than playing the game on your own. All the lighting is dark and moody, giving this sense of comical horror to the haunted house, while poor Luigi has to walk around in it. The music is eerie and brooding, adding to the atmosphere. As you walk around, the game's camera likes to keep things nice and close to Luigi. It gives a sense of claustrophobia of sorts. I'm probably making it sound a little darker and scary than it actually is, but that's okay. It adds to the dark tone that's got going on. Throughout the campaign, I never noticed the game hitch up or glitch in any way. I spent the vast majority of my time playing the Switch docked. In handheld, I found it ran smoothly as well. Perhaps if I had played it long enough on the couch, maybe I would have found an issue. I'm not sure. If you had played it in handheld for any length of time, why don't you leave us a comment down below and tell us your experience? In terms of value, I think this game isn't bad. It took me roughly 15 hours to complete the campaign. That's with finding, I would say, a third of the collectibles hidden throughout. So it could easily, theoretically take someone 20 hours to 100% this game and find all the collectibles. It set me back roughly 80 Australian dollars when it first came out in 2019, and I think it's still hovering around that price. $80 for a AAA title that will take you roughly 15 hours to complete isn't that bad, especially if you play it to get all the collectibles. And $80 is pretty standard for a AAA title in Australia. I would have liked to seen a little bit more replayability built into the game for a slightly better value for money. A quick Google has it at $60 in the US and £50 in England at the moment. Luigi's Haunted Mansion 3 is a delightful blend of comic. The core mechanics are enjoyable for the most part. However, the occasional frustrating boss holds it back a little. It's a good thing the performance and visuals held up during my 15-hour campaign. The $80 price tag is reasonable value for money. The game could, however, benefit from some more replayability other than just couch co-op. I'd give Luigi's Haunted Mansion a solid 7 out of 10. It would be a great addition to your Switch library and a perfect game to play during the spooky season. Have you already picked up this game? What did you think? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section down below. While you're at it, if you enjoyed my review, please give this channel some love by smashing that like button and subscribe to the channel. I plan on doing reviews of video games on the regular. This is Klaus signing off from the couch.